This 22-year-old shooting guard is the future of the NBA. Anthony Edwards has taken his team to the top of the Western Conference, a place where Minnesota has not been since Kevin Garnett was there more than 2 decades ago. Edwards has quickly taken over the leading role with the Timberwolves, and this season he's averaging 24.4 points, 5.6 rebounds, and 4.8 assists per game, while shooting 45.2% from the field and 37.8% from three-point territory. But what makes Anthony Edwards so good? Nicknamed Ant, he is literally unstoppable on the offensive end, being able to both shoot from the outside and finish strong at the rim. His quickness, long hands, and vertical make him a great defender on the perimeter. We're going to look at Anthony Edwards' rise to stardom and see how he's been living up as the #1 draft pick. Ant was born and grew up in Atlanta. He was playing sports from a very young age and looked like his future would be in the NFL. Despite being a promising football prospect, Edwards decided to focus on basketball since his brother was playing, and he considered the game to be more fun than football. When Ant went to high school, it was obvious that he made the right decision by choosing to hoop. He began playing high school basketball at Thorell High School, and in his second season, he transferred to Holy Spirit Prep School. In his senior year, he was averaging 29 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists per game. He garnered USA Today All-USA First Team and Max Prep's All-American 4-Team recognition. By consensus among major recruiting services, 24/7 Sports, ESPN, and Rivals, Ant was rated a 5-star recruit, a top 5 player, and the top shooting guard in the 2019 class. He seemed ready for the big league, but by NBA rules, he needed to play at least 1 year after high school to be able to make the next step. He decided to play home and play for the University of Georgia. He scored 24 points in his debut for the Bulldogs in a 91-72 win over Western Carolina, which was the most points in a debut game by a Georgia freshman since Hall of Famer Dominique Wilkins in 1979. Later that season, he scored his career-high 37 points in a loss to Michigan State, becoming the first Georgia freshman to score at least 37 points in a game since Jackie Dorsey in 1975. Edwards finished his sole season at Georgia averaging 19.1 points, 5.2 rebounds, and 2.8 assists per game, earning second-team All-SEC and SEC Freshman of the Year honors. Then, as expected, Edwards was selected first overall by the Minnesota Timberwolves in the 2020 NBA Draft.
With the first pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Anthony Edwards from the University of Georgia.
He had a strong start with the Wolves, and in the 4th month of his rookie season, Edwards dropped 42 points on the Phoenix Suns, becoming the 3rd youngest player to score 40-plus points in NBA history. He finished the season averaging 19.3 points, 4.7 rebounds, and 2.9 assists per game, finishing second in the Rookie of the Year voting behind LaMelo Ball, and was named to the All-Rookie First Team. In his second season with the Wolves, Ant made a huge leap, mainly in shot selection and efficiency. The Wolves were still Karl Anthony Towns' team, but Edwards started taking over the leadership role. He showed competitiveness against the best teams in the league, scoring a then career-high 48 points on 7 three-pointers in a 123-110 loss to the Golden State Warriors. In a 109-107 win over the Portland Trail Blazers, Edwards became the first player in NBA history to record a stat line of at least 40 points, 9 rebounds, 3 blocks, 3 steals, and 5 three-pointers in a single game, and became the second player ever after Carmelo Anthony to have a 40-point game without a single assist. Later in his sophomore season, Edwards then dropped 49 points against the San Antonio Spurs on 16 of 28 shooting from the field, and finished the season averaging 21.3 points, 4.8 rebounds, and 3.8 assists per game. He was just getting better every season. Then, the Wolves made it to the playoffs for the second time in the last 18 years, but lost to the Memphis Grizzlies in the opening round. In 6 playoff games, Edwards had 25.2 points, 4.2 rebounds, and 3 assists per game. In his 3rd season, Edwards made another huge step in his career, earning his first All-Star selection. However, Edwards doesn't like being called an All-Star. In an interview with Boardroom, Edwards revealed that he doesn't like recognizing himself as one because he was one of 3 replacements on the NBA All-Star roster following injuries to Warriors Steph Curry, Pelicans Zion Williamson, and Suns Kevin Durant.
Because that All-Star game didn't count. It was like somebody got hurt and then they picked me. Like I was the fallback guy. So I don't even like when people call me an All-Star because I really didn't make it.
I mean, I totally see where he's coming from. You don't want to be the fallback guy. The Wolves would finish 8th in the Western Conference and defeat the New Orleans Pelicans to make it to the playoffs for a 2nd year in a row. They ran into the best team in the conference and the future NBA champion, the Denver Nuggets, in the first round, losing the series in 5 games. Edwards was brilliant though, averaging 31.6 points, 5.2 assists, and 5 rebounds per game, proving that he has emerged as a real NBA superstar. The Timberwolves recognized that, and in the offseason signed him to a 5-year designated rookie max extension worth around $260 million, a deal that is among the top 10 in NBA history. But in the summer of 2023, Ant was poised to elevate his game even further. Edwards was part of Team USA, which finished 4th in the 2023 FIBA World Cup in Japan, Indonesia, and the Philippines. He led the team with 18.8 points per game and also recorded 4.6 rebounds and 2.8 assists per game. Going into his 4th season, Edwards is on a mission to win. 2 months in, the Wolves have the best record in the league, with Edwards being their top player. With Cat doing his thing and the resurgence of Rudy Gobert, this team is scary. The way Edwards plays at the moment puts him among the top 5 candidates in the MVP race this season. Many might expect the Wolves to go down as the season progresses, but if Edwards stays healthy, I can see them staying at the top. If Minnesota is right there in the top 3 in the Western Conference at the end of the season, don't be surprised if Edwards becomes the 2nd youngest player in NBA history to win the MVP award. What are your thoughts on Anthony Edwards? Are you a fan? I would love if you could leave a like on this video. Thank you for watching and have an amazing day.